Hello, Rick Team video. Today we're going to take a look at the Zoroark in the Great League here. Sadly, this event for the Zoroark is completely bugged. And we're going to talk about this today a little bit. Those builds you're going to see here are from a stream from Yusei Furo, who were able to actually get them before, like the Zoroark itself. And those are friendly battles against others on the stream. Definitely check them out. Links in the description, of course. Thanks so much for letting me showcase those battles. As we can take a look now at this Pokemon and talk a little bit about the event. This Pokemon is supposed to spawn during the today's Spotlight Hour from, I think, the first 5 minutes of it and the last 5 minutes of it. Basically disguised as your body everywhere, also like everywhere in the Spotlight Hour. And yeah, this was at least the plan. What actually happened is that actually everything worked fine for the beginning, at least what people thought. Everything was spawning, your body was spawning, no matter what body you had. Like some people had, for example, shiny Regigigas as a body, and then you had like tons of shiny Regigigas in the wild, which was hilarious, which all turned into Zora. So far so good, but there were some slight issues. So, issue number one was that the Zora that you were able to catch actually had the moveset of the buddy that you had. So, for example, I saw someone having a Shadow Claw and the Shadow Force version of a Zora, which is of course based on the Giratina, which just got released, which is hilarious. I really would like to see that animation with a Zora, to be honest. Not how it's intended to be. This is the Ditto mechanic, but it's not a Ditto. It doesn't learn those moves. It doesn't even have the option to learn those moves, so clearly not how it's intended to be. Then there was another issue is if you do the fast catch, like I think most people know what the fast catch is, you were actually able to get the Zora is kinda like, not all the time, but most of the time I think, at CP and at IV spreads in general, like at the base stats, which they were not supposed to be in. For example, I see a 3600 and something Zora, which was then I think from a Slacking or something cloned. It was insane. Like, imagine catching a 3600 Zora just in the wild. Not how it's intended to be, shouldn't be like this. If you would power up the Pokemon by one more time, then it would go back to what it's supposed to be at this level. But at that point it still had the stats like currently if you don't power it up as the Pokemon you copied. And of course, again, something that you are not really supposed to have. And that is not all. Let's take a look at the third thing. And some people were actually able to just catch the Pokemon that they had in the body. Like, we don't know how they did it, but like there are proof that I've seen of people did it. And like I think there was like someone catching a Mewtwo from this. You could put basically everything as your buddy. You could put something like a shiny mythical Pokemon, which were a one-time gift as your buddy, or also something like the current Cosmoem, which is literally only one time available currently, and like part of the storyline as your buddy, and you would be able to get multiple of them. However the person did it, I'm not sure how they did it. I think like people thought that they might have been clicking on that thing, spoofing to a different area where the Spotlight Hour wasn't available yet, and then catching it, and this kind of then put it towards not being a Zora, but being the legendary, which of course I think you kind of had to cheat for this, but yeah, like still it was a thing. People caught their body again basically several times, which is kind of wild, to be honest. So yeah, this is all completely broken. And there won't be a Zora surprise in today's Spotlight Hour. So if you wanted to go outside and try to go for the Spotlight Hour, please don't do so for the Zoroark. You can still get the Sharpet as far as I know, but you will not be able to get the Zora as far as Niantics said it on Twitter at least. They're currently investigating. They currently have to fix all the mess that they basically did there, have to get rid of the bodies that got caught, gonna get rid of the Zoras with the wrong moveset. You're going to get rid of the Zoras with the way too high CP and way too high stat product. And yeah, this is going to be a hot mess. It's going to take them, I guess, a little bit longer. And they most are going to make it for the next Spotlight Hour again and try to have another try there. But for this one, at least from what Niantics said on Twitter, there won't be another Spotlight Hour for this Pokemon, or like in general, there won't be any kind of Zora spawning during this spotlight hour, even though it was supposed to be like this, and this is kind of embarrassing as we had basically a PR gag and like so many videos about it on social media just to hype up this big moment now for the game to put in Zora as a special surprise for the Halloween event. And literally nothing worked. So yeah, this is also why we're going to showcase today this gameplay here that is not played by myself. Usually I don't really like to showcase for newer Pokemon that I can get myself gameplay from others, because I rather like to play them myself, and I think for a lot of people it's also a little bit more interesting to see myself play with it. But yeah, like here we have just random teams played against other people on Twitch. As we see here, a little bit of loading screen, but it's fine for the next game. But yeah, in general, we can talk a little bit more about the Zora and Zoroark in general in Go Battle League, as we will see the next game coming up here right now. We will see that they're going to have a Toxicroak on the lead. Again, everything is shuffled up, and they're going to run here the moveset of Shadow Claw, Foul Play, and Sludge Bomb. Most likely the best moveset. I think it also learns Focus Blast, which would give it some options against some more steel types, but in general, I think this is the better idea. We will be able to go for one Mud Bomb here. This Mud Bomb will knock them out, which is nice, and we see the Warring coming in again. Warring kind of getting some revival here right now. Warring kind of out of the meta before, but feels like also, I think, in the play Pokemon format, if you didn't know, I think it's also kind of back and being good again in it, because there are so many Pokemon that are really weak to it. Here there was, by the way, some lag. My internet issues are still there currently while I'm recording. I don't have any internet connection at all, so like it died there again. Same issue as yesterday. I'm not sure if I can stream today again, because like we're gonna get like someone to try to fix it today into the house, but yeah, I don't know. Like currently I don't have internet connection, so like I had to cut there because my internet just died in the middle of it, and now I'm using my phone Wi-Fi, which, unlike a lot of people, I don't have unlimited data, because this is not a thing in Germany, because Germany is so far behind. They're going to have to throw here against the Toxicroak, which is good for you, because you should be able to win this now. Foul Play should be there in time. Foul Play definitely will be able to knock them out. Zoroark is a super attack rated Pokemon, so like you are very squishy here, but you still will be able to do a ton of damage with the fast move of Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw, of course, being the best fast move in the game, benefiting from this. Definitely going to be more a squishy Pokemon that you might want to use as a closer, because you will be able to hit a lot of Pokemon with the coverage move there with Sludge Bomb as well. You will be able to hit some fairy types, as we see a Diggersby in the lead here. Diggersby is of course not really the Pokemon that you want to face with your Ninetales. We will see that you have Solar Beam here, which is kind of cool, and you will be able to go for one shield. The shield going to come up. We see the Earthquake coming up here right now. You can go for one more Weather Ball now. Weather Ball coming through will get the shield here, hopefully. It doesn't, I guess. I mean, they're going to watch the stream anyway, so they know if they bait and if they don't bait. We see another one coming in, as we see that they're going to shield us move up. They can also shield up here again. It's going to be another Earthquake, which is good for you. We see a Noctowl coming in, and what an amazing catch here by this player, catching the Sky Attack onto this Stunfisk. And Stunfisk, of course, will be able to have a pretty decent time against this Noctowl. Actually, still, I think Noctowl would be able to realign if it just shields. I think it would be able to realign, because the Shadow Ball still does a ton of damage against the Stunfisk, and you will be able to get to another one. Still would be close though, so most likely they're going to let this move go through here, keep the shield and see what's going to go on. Never mind, they're going to go for the shield and go for the Shadow Ball. Can they realign? I think it's a little bit too close. I don't think it does KO. It doesn't KO here. And you will be able to go ahead, knock them out with one Rock Slide, and you will see that you're gonna go into the Zoroark. We see a Charmer in the back with the Wigglytuff, and this Wigglytuff will get nearly knocked out by a Sludge Bomb. Not really. Kinda hardwall team actually against the Zoroark there, and you're still going to be able to win this there because of this nice Solar Beam at the end from the Shadow Ninetales, which will knock them out. Good game there. And to the next opponent now. We will see the Ninetales against Azumarill. Ninetales against Azumarill is a pretty okayish matchup for you. It's a very neutral matchup, and it's definitely a matchup that you want to face here, because your backlane is very weak against it, so it's pretty fine to stay in here. There should only be a Hydro Pump. Never mind, I thought it was a Play Rough only, but it's a Hydro Pump. As we see a Fire type coming in. Is this a Marowak? I didn't see it directly. It is a Marowak, so you're going to be able to go into your Zoroark. You will be able to do some nice damage here with your fast moves alone. This will be a Bone Club, which you could have let go, but I guess it's fine like this. You can go for one foul play. Good move timing here, as you will be able to go for one more foul play and knock them out. We see the opponent coming back into the Azumarill most likely. Yes, exactly, which definitely doesn't want to get hit by one Sludge Bomb, but you're going to bait here, which I guess is fine, because they most likely know it anyway that you have the move. But again, playing against people on stream is always a little bit tricky, as they kind of course know that what move you're going to go for, but in this case they're just going to go for a 2-shelled Nidoqueen, and this will knock you out, as Nidoqueen is a core breaker for the Ninetales and also for the Machamp. But maybe they don't know the payback, but they know the payback of course, because they watch the stream. But it's fine. We'll see that they're gonna go down. It's the only friendlies anyway, so it's fine there. We see a Medicham against you here. Medicham will have a very decent time against the Pokemon that you have in the back, so it's a good thing that you're going to get rid of it here right now with your own Swampert. Medicham's still going to be able to win this match up against Swampert though, so it's going to be a tricky one. You will be able to go for another Hydro Cannon here. You need to get this thing low anyway, as we will see that this thing going to let this move go through. You might have wanted to shield there, but I'm not sure actually if you would have got to another one. But now you see the counter damage coming up, nearly knocking out already the Zoroark. And we see a Bastion coming in here. Bastion is a little bit tricky, as this thing would wall you and doesn't really take any damage from anything. We see now Drapion coming in against the Sandslash. We will be able to let the first move go through. We're going to be a Crunch, going for another Bulldoze here, and this Bulldoze will try to knock them out. Will not knock them out yet. And at this point they're gonna go for an Ice Punch, but they lose CMP. They needed to try to farm it all the way down. This was their only play, to farm down and try to get to 2 Bulldoze against the opposing Bastion. But like this game is basically already over. But yeah, there was also, I don't think there was any way anyway really to win this game here, but still trying to farm down was definitely the play that you could have went for. As we can go into the final game now, we will see Obstagoon in the lead. Horrible lead for you. You can swap out into your Stunfisk. Very good recognition that you basically are double weak against this Pokemon here, and you kind of have to go into your Stunfisk in order to not get completely walled later on. You will be able to go for one Rock Slide here, which got not shielded. It's, yeah, I guess like you cannot really bait on stream anyway, so it's kind of awkward. But actually I think it worked out for you pretty fine. I think 2 Rock Slides are basically the same damage as 1 Earthquake, so at the end of the day you didn't really lose anything by this, as you will be able to go into your Deoxys now. You will be able to farm them down, and you also will be able to go for some nice charge moves here. We see a Toxicroak coming in, which basically tells me that this is a triple counter team. A triple counter team with most likely the Vigoroth in the back, which is coming out now. You're gonna go for one Psycho Boost here. Very decent play too, just still gonna go for one Psycho Boost to get some damage on this Pokemon. You can swap out into your Zoroark, which is basically now fodder, because there's a triple counter team against you, which is, of course, maybe not the best thing that you want to face with a Zoroark, which is super weak to counter. But yeah, you will be able to at least use your shields here, but not shielding the first one here makes it pretty damn decent for you, because now, of course, they have to go for Mud Bomb. They cannot just one-shot you with Sludge Bomb anymore, which makes it way easier for you to just double shield, go for 2 charge moves, and you should be able to win this final game. Again, thanks for letting me showcase those battles. Link in the description to him as well, but yeah, it's kind of sad that Niantics screwed up the entire event. Like, don't expect anything from today's Spotlight Hour, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.